My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 24, 2025. It is exactly 5 a.m. This is the background. Nothing changed from video 1. So let's continue because I have a lot to share with you. I talked too much on my last recording. Okay, so this is the first tweet. Laughing my ass off, that effing avocado. Can't wait until Meghan make avocado toast. Alright, there's no comments here. Let's go into that. Let's pause that. Okay, if you haven't heard this before, you'll struggle to believe this happened on the same website. Exactly the same behavior undertaken by a different wife of a different British prince. James O'Brien compare headlines on Kate and Meghan's baby bumps and avocados. Okay, 1 minute and 42 seconds screenshots. Okay.
Struggle to believe that this happened on the same website, in the same organ, both one for the Daily Mail, one for the Mail on Sunday. Right, so we'll start with Kate. Not long to go. Pregnant Kate tenderly cradles her baby bump while wrapping up her royal duties ahead of maternity leave. And William confirms she's due any minute now. Find out in a moment what exactly the same outlet said about exactly the same behaviour while undertaken by a different wife of a different British prince. Why can't Meghan Markle keep her hands off her bump? Experts tackle the question that has got the nation talking. Is it pride, vanity, acting, or a new age bonding technique? That's just one example. Kate's morning sickness cure. Prince William gifted with an avocado for pregnant Duchess. Oh, isn't that nice? So a member of the public gave Prince William an avocado because wrapped up in a bow by a little boy whose mother is suffering during her pregnancy too. Meghan Markle's beloved avocado linked to human rights abuse and drought, millennial shame. I mean, even if you thought I was mad, yeah? Even if you thought I was wearing a tinfoil hat when I tried to describe to you how insane the coverage of this couple has been, you're going to hear that, possibly even more than the baby bump story. Or the honeymoon posy story. Kate's morning sickness cure. Prince William gifted with an avocado for pregnant Duchess. Meghan Markle's beloved avocado linked to human rights abuse and drought.
When racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in, was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
But the media is a powerful force.
Yeah, this is a narrative. This is the picture they've been painting, you know, for African Americans. Well, not just African American. Anyone with dark complexions. It doesn't matter if you're African American or not. anyone dark complexioned. Alright, so they create this narrative and they want to carry it. They're forcing it. This is what they want. They want the world to see any dark skin in a negative way. Let's say, for instance, there's this interview from CNN with one of the royal rats when Meghan first married into the royal family. Do you see any problem with William and Kate or something like that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This could be a problem.
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. You know, this could be a problem because Harry and Meghan are a very compelling couple.
And she came across very well.
They're very charismatic and very relaxed and easy. The cameras will follow them. William and Kate there's a much more rigidity to them.
And he came across as this bizarre, stuck-up, sort of 17th century figure.
You know, they wanted to pen one against another. And then the other brother, they went with it. Harry and Meghan was not playing it. Okay? That was one of Piers Morgan's statement, and he played on it for months. He is one evil individual. There's all of this. Spot the difference. Let's see here. What is this here? The record of 5 Nazi salute and a minute, and a LBC studio is held by James O. I don't know the context of this. Maybe he was explaining something, and then there's the narrative. You know, I don't want to talk what happened in the U.S. Slow news day. This avocado story has been told and retold. Meghan is fake. Catherine isn't. They started. All right, let's go to the next one. I thought that had to do with Harry's win, but it's something different. Okay. Wow. President John F. Kennedy's niece praises Prince Harry for securing an overdue apology for Princess Diana's from a rarely apologetic Murdoch machine. Pound JFK. All right. Maria Shriver, that's ex-wife of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Rupert Murdoch's outlet rarely apologized. The Prince Harry's case was different. Bravo to him for staying the course and getting an apology he needed and that his mother was due. Okay, so she had retweeted, Maria Shriver had retweeted people. Prince Harry received apology from Murdoch tabloids for serious intrusion into Princess Diana's private life, people.com. Ooh, I started sneezing. Alright, so there's that. Maria's mom and the former president are sibling pick. Alright. That's odd. Okay, she is married to Arnie too. They divorced, isn't it? Okay, they are not divorced because he cheated on her and had a son with the housekeeper. Oh, I didn't know that. I just recognized her name. Okay. OMG, this is wonderful to see it. Really is. Prince Harry is doing this for all of us out here who could never and better pray we never fall victim to the bile pen pushers. That's true. That's why I always said, knock on wood, you never experience anything like that. All right, the Kennedys love Princess Diana. Remember in Boston, Harry was giving a picture of his mother by one of the Kennedys' other niece. Oh, that just came to mind while I'm editing this video. Will that be one of the reasons that William did the earth shot in Boston, thinking that he will get something from them as well for recognize, his mom or something? But if you look back at some of the videos that I did leading up to the earth shot that took place in Boston, is that some of the squad were saying because the state the city, Boston is a city of Massachusetts, that it's an area that is very racist, so he thought that he would be safe in that city. That was one of the discussions that was raised around that time. But now with this tweet saying that Harry received this picture of Princess Diana and things like that, maybe that was also part of it. Not only, some of the discussion we said, some of the racist place. Back then it was, when you look at what happened in basketball and sports and things like that. Yeah, but you know, it's still in these people's mind, no matter what. But certain things take precedent when it comes to certain issues. So William, when the earth shot took place in Boston, I don't know if there were any. Yes, there was. I was going to say, I don't think there's any booze, but there were, because he went to the basketball game. I forgot about that. And then this player, when they asked if he was excited about the Royals or something, he was like, what, Jesus, some religious thing he said. But anyway, the whole reason I'm inserting this here while I'm editing is that maybe that was one of the reasons, because he wants people to connect him with his mother, but he's doing some shady stuff that's more toward his father. This kind of thing. I just entered a part where during Princess Diana and Charles' engagement, where these comedians were talking about how they saw Princess Diana in comparison to Charles, where Princess Diana looked very relaxed and things like that.
And she came across very well.
And they see Charles as a 17th century figure.
And he came across as this bizarre, stuck-up, sort of 17th century figure.
So that's the same thing with William. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording. I don't want to sidetrack too much. Okay, she recognizes people who believe in service and fairness. Her mother founded Special Olympics. Nice, she's fantastic. They have congregated on her post and are having a mental breakdown. So, okay, I don't, like so many people, I don't follow. All right. And I'm hearing regarding the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the kids, all right, the one with Maria Shriver, they having issue. Well, they don't report too much. You know what? Let me leave that alone. I don't want to spread rumors. Never mind. Forget that. Next tweet, I think I responded to that. Yep, I did. Right, Prince Harry won 8 figures is $10 million or more. Who wants to guess how much? Me? I think Harry got 99 million. He deserves everything. So that's me here. I put all these nines behind it. She's laughing. Right, then it also said, let's pause this so I don't get, that's an ad, by the way. Let's pause. Okay, then it also said Murdoch had to pay Harry's legal fees. I think so too. It's yes. Okay. Yes. Let's pause. Oh my God. Every time I see videos, I have to pause it right away. Otherwise, YouTube is gonna flag my video, even though I'm not paying attention to the video. Okay. Yes, they are paying his legal fees. All right. So that's that. That was an ad. Pause this. 15 million. Okay. 75 million plus legal fees. LOL. I said the exact same thing. All right. The person said 10 million. The original tweet. Next one. All right, let's pause this. Okay. To Derangers saying Prince William never said anything about Princess Diana being paranoid. Here you go, Hans. Again, one brother settled in secret, the other did not. Harry got them to apologize to their mother publicly. The two are not the same. All right, so let's listen.
A wonderful new label is Diana's unstable and Diana's mentally imbalanced. And unfortunately, that seems to have stuck on and off over the years.
Oh my God. I just played this part, even though it was a screenshot. I just played this part in one of the videos I just finished edit.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia and isolation that I remember from those final years with her. I think paranoia it's a very interesting word because...
The thing is that with William, okay, because I think they made him do that in a way because these people, they play things step by step. All right, let's look from the way the Queen passed. They were setting their stage up because they did not want Princess Diana to be talked about while Charles and the horse is on the throne. So they were doing things systematically leading up to, you know, the Queen passing, the coronation, and all of that. And let's look at, for instance, when before the Queen passed, they claim, okay, the Queen okay for her to be Queen consort. And then once she passed, they forget about all of that. They're calling her Queen. Meanwhile, when you look at Prince Philip, who was actually much higher than Queen Elizabeth, it's just that, you know, they overthrown his family in Greece. He could have been the throne of two countries, Greece and someplace else. I forgot the other one. Okay? So, systematically, step by step, they made the Queen okay to call her Queen consort if she become, you know, after the Queen passed and all of that. And then they made him, I think this one came first, William, going on national television to claim about the BBC, playing her fear and paranoia and all of that. They made him say that to say, okay, I don't know, they think everybody's dumb, they're going to fall for it. Because I remember when I heard it, it was when I was recording. If the first time that I came across it, I was recording. And when I heard it, you guys could hear my reaction from it. I was like, what? Did he call him paranoid? And things like that? Okay, they think the rest of the world is dumb. The narrative that they're creating, they think is going to stick in people's brain. They're going to literally open people's brain and insert it in people's brain. And that would be the narrative. Everybody will go, oh, well, I guess it makes them feel better that they may do that. But still, the narrative that they were going through. Now there's one of the son who said, this is what happened when I was young. This is what I saw and all of that. Okay. And there's Harry, much younger than William. You would have thought William would be more understandable of things, but he's worse. All right. It's because when Charles became king, they did not want to hear anything about Princess Diana. And this is why I say that the bully claim for Meghan, they should demand for it to be public. That way, while they're alive, they could refute anything because they're still going with the narrative. They shifted into the US and the Vanity Fair and all of that. Okay? So when she no longer can defend herself, they're going to switch the narrative and say, yes, this is what happened and all of that. They don't give the details now while she's alive where she could defend herself. Okay, just learn what happened to Princess Diana. They're still going at her, after her when she can no longer defend herself. All right, thank God Harry was there to defend. But let's listen.
Yes, then it could be paranoia. But then when you're vindicated, it proves that you weren't being paranoid. You know, same with my mother. You know, there was evidence to suggest that she was being hacked in the mid-90s. Probably one of the first people to be hacked. And yet, still today, the press, the tabloid press, very much enjoy painting her as being paranoid. But she wasn't paranoid.
And this is what Princess Diana had said as well. Okay? I'll put that clip because I literally just put it on my last recording. That I just edited, where they took the narrative and they run with it.
Then I was unwell with postnatal depression, which no one ever discusses postnatal depression. You have to read about it afterwards. And that in itself was a bit of a difficult time. You'd wake up in the morning feeling you didn't want to get out of bed. You felt misunderstood and just very, very low in yourself.
Was this completely out of character for you?
Yes, very much so. I've never had a depression in my life. But then when I analysed it, I could see that the changes I'd made in the last year had all caught up with me. And my body had said, we want a rest.
What was the family's reaction to your postnatal depression?
Well, maybe I was the first person ever to be in this family who ever had a depression or was ever openly tearful. And obviously that was daunting because if you've never seen it before, how do you support it?
What effect did the depression have on your marriage?
Well, it gave everybody a wonderful new label. It's Diana's unstable and Diana's mentally imbalanced. And unfortunately, that seems to have stuck on and off over the years.
Meanwhile, it was some sort of a depression, postpartum depression. Thank God I never faced it. Maybe I did. I don't recognize it. I don't know. Okay. After having those kids and all of that. So these type of things, now it's a bit more talked about in a way. But she explained it. If the royal family never experienced that or never come across it, and she's the first one, how do they deal with it? But instead, they punch her with it. They run with it. She's crazy. They make it into much bigger instead of helping her. And then now there's the son, William, going on national television, run with it the same way the royal family was running with it. And thank God there's Harry there, have been vindicated. Okay? So she was not paranoid. They apologized to him and her, even at her death, to say, yes, we did hack you. Yes, we did do this. That's what those apologies mean.
She was absolutely right of what was happening to her. And she's not around today to find out the truth.
He called her paranoid. Not once, but twice. And when I say him, I mean Prince William. And as you can see the contrast between both clips, Harry didn't gaslight his mother. He made sure to honor her. And that's what Prince Harry's been doing this entire time. Because if you haven't noticed, how come the royal family, the palace, don't do enough to honor Diana? Have you ever noticed that? They don't have any type of...
Okay, I didn't even know that's what he was gonna talk about. I literally just listened to it. I saw it when the squad tweet things. It's because it's good things. I saw the caption. I put it on the list. I didn't even know he was gonna talk about this. Okay, this is the narrative that they were going about. They do not want to talk about Princess Diana while Charles and the horse is on the throne. So to eliminate that, they probably forced William to say this nonsense. And then he's so stupid to not question it and say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then this is where the thing as well, where they allow him to do whatever he wants. And then some of the things that he's doing are unethical. But meanwhile, the courtiers, the people at the palace are keeping tab on those things. So when they need him to do something, in order for him to comply, they say, oh, we're going to show you the public about this. This is what you did. This is what you did. Okay? So they made him do that leading up to Charles being at the throne. Okay?
a memorial. They don't do anything unless Prince William and Harry's doing something. The palace don't do anything to honor Diana. For someone who means so much to, who meant so much to people and still means a lot to people today, you would think they would do a lot more to honor her memory, but they don't. It's just why it bothers me when I hear a lot of people say things like, why did Prince Harry always bring up his mother? Why shouldn't he? You guys have been talking about her for decades, making money off her memory and her legacy for decades.
Well, it gave everybody a one.
And then when they talk about her, let's say the palace, the Derangers, it's in a negative way. So whenever Harry get a chance or I get a chance, I bring the, the truth, what she's all about. From my perspective. All right, this is good. Pretty much almost the same thing. I'm on the same page with Dre. Okay, Murdoch begging for mercy. It was never done before. Okay, William is effing disgrace. Who need a son or a brother like that? Beggar wanker. This is why Harry said they need space, because the nonsense they put in his head to fuel him. Harry had his back, so that's his own doing, his own demise. Prince William took hush money and called his mama paranoid. That's two things, yeah. Yep. Let's go to the next one. Oops. This has to do with Derangers. Okay, now I need to hurry up. It's 5 something. Okay, let's pause that. GIF. Derangers are having problem with Prince Harry receiving settlement money and want him to give it to charity. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. I respond to one, I think it's in one of my videos already. But they never had a problem with Charles and William stealing millions from charities. And they never said that Camilla and William, Kate and William need to return the money to the charities. Alright, so that was that. There's no response to this. Yeah, I heard there's one I responded while I was recording. I paused the record to respond to it. Next one. The silence and complicity of the royal family helped perpetrate truly far-right, horribly racist commentary both in the media and on social media directed at Meghan and her kids. It's no surprise that the fan base has outed themselves as sharing those far-right views. Oh, they did. They were always there, but flying under the radar until Meghan came on the scene. Okay, I don't follow them. When Charles did his Christmas address and said diversity is a strength, a large number of the did he? I didn't. I know he did a Christmas thing, but I didn't even bother listening. I told you I don't follow these people. There's nothing they're gonna say that will make me think they are genuine. That will make me like them. That they are saying something that will benefit me. All right, it's always a front for these people. All right, when Charles did his Christmas address and said diversity is a strength, a large number of far-right accounts who call themselves royalists turned against Charles because they feel diversity is bad and they hated that Charles said diversity is good. But the thing is, people want peace, but these people... Let me just keep my thought to myself. The fan base of the royals was always white supremacists. Had they taken a stance against that hateful rhetoric when Meghan came along and supported her both publicly and private, we won't be in this situation, and the royals won't be in this situation. I agree with this 100%. Okay? Like I've said, when Meghan first introduced into the royal family, I think it went well. It was going well. But there's this machine I explained on another video. The people who works within the institution, okay, there's a group in there. My opinion, okay, I'm not saying this is exactly what's happening, but my opinion. That's what I sort of see happening when I read between the lines, and that's what I'm sensing. Charles had accepted Meghan, or they had great conversation. Okay, it was gonna go well, but someone, I think, diverted his attention. No, you cannot like this woman because of her skin color. And then ever since then, it's been downhill. Okay? But there's a group within the institution that wants to keep the narrative going, the division that you see going around the world. And it's in the US. Okay? There's one who just got elected. Okay? That same group, okay, they want to keep those people in check. So this is the narrative they created around the globe. They want to maintain that so they could roam around the world and do whatever it is that they want. But for the royal family, they're controlling them. And I think Harry sort of hinted as well in the Oprah interview where he said they are trapped, this kind of thing. It's almost the same thing that I'm seeing as well. Okay? That group was keeping them on a leash, this kind of thing. All right? The fact that they sided with racism over their own family members will be their downfall. I don't know. So when you look at Brexit, that was the narrative. They've been planning on doing this for a very long time. And I think it's probably after President Obama's election. Okay? They see the world is starting to wake up to see that they want to move in a positive way. World peace, literally. But when there is world peace, that group that I'm talking about that wants to control the rest of the world, they don't benefit from it when there is peace. So if there is more division and chaos, they thrive. I don't know why these people think this way, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay? So Brexit was part of that because they knew what was going to happen in Europe. And you see, Russia did its first step. And then to confuse people, like Biden, for instance, and then you have Israel did its thing in the Middle East. I started reporting what was going on in the Middle East, where they instigate the Palestinian. When they realized Palestinians were not, counteract, just ignore them, so they create what we saw in terms of the kidnap and all of that. Okay, people could say other things. I'm just all of this, okay? Keep in mind as you listen to my podcast, all of this are my humble opinion based on things that I was seeing, Okay? Based on things that I was seeing, I didn't read any of these anywhere, but you see the steps, what's happening. In other words, I'm reacting based on reality. Okay? You could counteract it, you may not agree with it, that's fine. But that's what I was seeing. And then you could see now what's happening in the US. The same type of tactic. And then they warned us. There was one politician in the UK who said something about robotic in terms of robot being police. So even police, the type of racism you're seeing in the police system right now. Right now, what you are seeing, they're using these people, okay? The racism always, their tickets for those bad guys who wants to control the world is their tickets to have those other people to help them achieve their goal. But the ultimate goal is for them to control everybody. Everybody. So once they get to the robotic aspect of things, police will no longer need it because they will program those robotic police. I know who said it, but he hasn't said, it's not Elon. It's not Elon. It was someone in the UK. And then you see now Elon is acting on it. So this is the same group. All right? So these people, their racism is helping those racists who think the people who are in power, the ones who control the machinery of things, thinks they will benefit from what these people plan on doing. They better wake up. Racism is the ticket to get to the point of where they want to control every single human being. Because when people are free thinkers, they're moving around, they're doing their own thing. And I talk about that in a form where Harry was describing how much he loved Meghan in terms of order.
Traveled the world from top to bottom, literally. I'd hopscotched the continents. I'd met hundreds of thousands of people. I'd crossed paths with a ludicrously large cross-section of the planet's 7 billion residents. For 32 years, I'd watched a conveyor belt of faces pass by, and only a handful ever made me look twice. This woman stopped the conveyor belt. This woman smashed the conveyor belt to bits. I'd never seen anyone so beautiful. Why should beauty feel like a punch in the throat? Does it have something to do with our innate human longing for order? Isn't that what scientists say? And artists? That beauty is symmetry, and therefore represents a relief from the chaos? Certainly my life to that point had been chaotic.
And in one of those videos, I explained that. I explained this part. There's so many things I'm talking all at once, but if you have been following all of my videos, there are things that I say in between when I see them. Okay, in terms of architecture, there's order, there's lines and symmetry. They like to see things in a pattern way. When things start moving around individually, they don't have control of these people. They don't know what these people gonna do. They get scared. It drives them nuts. Okay, so they want to control people. This time you're gonna be doing this. This time you're gonna be doing that. That time you're gonna be doing this. So where everybody is online. Okay, online not mean on social media or anything like that. Where there is a pattern of things. You're supposed to do this at this time. You're supposed to be doing this. So when everybody is free thinkers, they're doing their own thing. They're thriving. They're happy. They do not like that. They think they are, I don't know, I'm assuming they are being attacked. I don't know. I really don't know their crazy thinking. But based on past action, experience, and things that they've been doing, this is the way that I see it. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just telling you like it is. Okay? So let's get back to the original recording. Okay, the Derangers aren't happy with Camilla. That's why they hardly mention this speech. Okay. The Derangers aren't happy with Camilla. That's why they've hardly mentioned this speech. Don't the working royals know that most of their online supporters are far right and that they want the royals to be openly racist? And the other thing as well, let's not forget the bats. Okay. maybe the group, the same group that I'm talking about, who works within the institution, who's trying to keep the royal family into a leash. Okay, remember, maybe one or two of them might be the real one, a real person, but that one person multiply many different accounts to narrative, to spread those hate kind of thing as well. All right, keep that in mind, those bots. Okay, so let me go into that. I read that. There's no comments. Okay, Derangers. Okay, I read this. Shouldn't this woman instead be protecting and promoting the value of the Church of England rather than warning against Islamophobia? Absolutely tone deaf. And to compare to what Anne Frank went through is despicable. All right, so that's GB News. Who is that? Paula, whatever that person is. Queen Camilla addresses anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, vice and power speech. Word have power. But guess what? Like I've said, again, I'm just reading between the line. What we see happening in Israel, these are not the true Jews. Okay, the same group who did the devastation in Germany. Okay, now they transform themselves again, full-blown. My humble opinion. My humble opinion. It's not a fact that someone wrote it somewhere, but based on what I'm seeing and the tactic that is being used. The same group that did that thing in Germany, they transformed themselves into as if they were the victim, and then they keep control of the people they had persecuted, and then they're running Israel as if they are Israel. Okay? They are the Jews. It is, in my humble opinion, is the same group that did the persecution of the Jews. They just transform themselves and pretend they are the Jews now. And then they continue doing the same exact thing. Well, not the same exact thing, same kind of persecution, but in a different form. If you see what happened in the Middle East, it's heartbreaking. Okay? So they go from one to the next and to the next, and people are just sitting back. And then you have some in the U.S. as well. And then they force Biden to protect them. I spoke about it in other videos. Okay, again, I'm just reading between the line. It's not written anywhere. I don't know. I'm just telling you my opinion. Obviously, you could disagree. At this rate, there will be no throne left for William when Charles kicked the bucket. Perhaps that's the intention. Maybe William doesn't want to be king, and he doesn't want his children to be either. There's something similar to this that I read on Twitter as well. Okay, the same kind of tone of this person comment underneath here. Someone had said that maybe Camilla wants to be the last queen of England. Okay, that was someone who wrote. I don't even remember. It's probably in one of my videos, all videos, and I read it. Okay, allegedly. Okay, this is another opinion as well. But again, these are the groups who wants to control the world, and they want to make sure, while right now they're having their grip in the Middle East and Palestine, they want to support them. Okay, judging by Paula's tweet, I will say yes. Okay, so that's that. That's my opinion on this. I don't know if it's true or not, but whatever. Next tweet. It's just that people need to be vigilant and speak against the wrong. If you see something, if you have, remember, your safety comes first. If you shed light onto the thing, do that. Like on my last video, there was a tweet that I read saying William did something, and I was like, nah. I mean, as much we may not like him, but the kind of crime that they pointing at him, no. And I blacked this person because of that. Okay, you may not like William for the way he treated Meghan or whatever, but still, if something you feel it's wrong, you just have to say it's wrong. All right, next tweet. He did for his mama. He was too young to protect her, but today he's old enough to make them apologize to her. All right, 28 seconds.
Can't think what my mum went through all those years ago by herself.
That's why she was by herself.
To see this institutional gaslighting that happens is extraordinary.
And that's why everything that's happened to us was always going to happen to us, because if you speak truth to power, that's how they respond.
Wow. If you speak truth to power, that's how they respond. Wow. Okay. I mean, I heard it before. I watched the Netflix, but hearing it again, it's unbelievable. It brings a different light. All right. So there's no comment, and that was that. Next tweet. Bring truth to power. That's how they respond. The coward kings. King Charles, the sitting coward. Prince William, future coward king. This is what happens with you. Go by birth order versus qualification merits. That's very true. Good King Harry stand up to power. Prince William bend over and spread. Oh my God. I can't think of that image in my head. Prince William got £1 million from Rupert Murdoch for agreeing with everything he said. Prince Harry got 20 million and an official apology from Rupert Murdoch by standing up to him. Be a man, and it pays off. I mean, he went through a lot of obstacles, you know, and then you have this machinery they put after him. You name it. Tabloid, TV, even personally, the Chase in New York and all that. These are the same group of people. And Harry remained strong and said, no, you're wrong. All right, so that's that. There's no, oh, there is comment. Let's pause this. That's an ad. Okay, 20 million is Royal Reporter's misinformation. He probably got way more. All right, that's true. They never disclose the amount. William Parker Bowles versus Harry Spencer. The squad, they have a way of doing their things. All right, Harry got an 8-figure settlement, which is anything between 20 to 99 million pounds. The terms of the settlement are that the figures will remain undisclosed, so nobody knows. It is the British press, through unnamed royal sources, who said 20 million pounds, which another made-up lie. I mean, with the lie, they're so good at that. Unbelievable. I mean, if Harry had time, he could sue them for almost everything. Okay, yeah, or maybe Rupert Murdoch had something on Prince William and used that as leverage. Could be. And I think also this, I don't know, I've been feeling it, but I could be 1,000,000% wrong. I always feel like he probably offered him whatever amount and then said, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit extra. Make sure your brother don't sue me. This kind of thing. But Harry couldn't handle, William couldn't handle what Harry could do. There's 7 comment under that one. Okay, I won't be surprised as that Murdoch special playbook, hack, blackmail, leverage. Yep. Which is, this is a tactical thing that they've been doing. This is why they're doing all of this hacking, so they could use it against anybody. And those phone hacking thing, the emails that they claim they delete, I don't think, well, on whatever computer it is, they probably delete it, but there's a copy somewhere. There's no way after all of those money they pay off, you think they're going to delete it? It's somewhere. Okay, which just goes to show you he had nothing on Harry. Well, what happened with Harry though, since he was young, they were putting nonsense out there about him. So by the time Harry became an adult, Harry didn't care anymore because everything was already out. Even with all the abuse they heaped on Harry, they had no true factual dirt. And then let's not forget about Spare. Harry wrote Spare, and he told his side of the story about almost everything. All right, behind the pub and marks on his body and all of that. His thing almost broke off a North Pole. All these things. Harry revealed everything. All right, so they can write anything, fictional nonsense to scare him. Which just go to show you he had nothing on Harry. Even with all the abuse they heaped on Harry, they had no true factual dirt. Just a lie and a smear campaign against his wife and children to try and shut him up. And then there's that thing as well. This is why the moment Meghan came into the picture, they went into finding nonsense about her. Meanwhile, Meghan had everything on social media. They went to hire private investigators to pick up dirt on her and then try to pay people to lie about her. And then this, okay, let's say if Meghan did have something, now they will probably use it on Harry and said, don't sue me or else we're going to say this about your wife. But then again, they say all this BS about Meghan, and there's people who knew Meghan before and after. They can't stop. They will never get them. That's not much better. This, for God's sake, can't you just accept what you are told rather than trying to infer a conspiracy? You're ignorant. William got the news of the world. Okay, this is the thing they keep on going after. I mean, putting out that William did this, William did that. Okay, but William went on national television saying that the mother is paranoid.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
And then Harry said, no, my mother's not paranoid. You can apologize, okay, for everything else.
What was the family's reaction to your postnatal depression?
Well, maybe I was the first person ever to be in this family who ever had a depression or was ever openly tearful. And obviously that was daunting, because if you've never seen it before, how do you support it?
What effect did the depression have on your marriage?
Well, it gave everybody a wonderful new label. It's Diana's unstable and Diana's mentally imbalanced. And unfortunately, that seems to have stuck on and off over the years.
All right, let's go to the next one. The Derangers, yeah, they will downplay Harry's victory. But if it was William who did that, oh my God, you will never, every page or everywhere you turn, you will be hearing that victory. All right, but we know the truth. All right, next tweet. Prince Harry's family totally silenced today is expected. They never stood up for him. They were complicit because all this, pointing down here, echo their own views. British media must apologize to Harry. All right, so when this, the 23, so that was a day after his victory. Okay, 1 minute and 47 seconds. Screenshot.
Were they so deep inside a bubble, that they really hadn't fully appreciated how bad things were? For instance, Tatler magazine quoting an old Etonian saying I'd married Meg because foreigners like her are easier than girls with the right background.
If you see what some of those rose, how do they call it? English rose be doing, it'll be disgusting. But anyway, not all, okay? Let me not frame all of them. Some of them know or respect themselves, but majority of them, not so much.
Or the Daily Mail saying Meg was upwardly mobile because she'd gone from slaves to royalty in just 150 years. Or the social media posts about her being a yacht girl and an escort, or calling her a gold digger and a whore and a bitch and a slut.
You know, just remove the name, okay, of Meghan, put the other one. Because Meghan was never a yacht girl. And we know who did. And we know who was going around. You could see between her legs. So just remove the name and put the other one in. That should tell you who they really mean. Not Meghan, though.
And the N-word, repeatedly. Some of those posts were in the comments section on the pages of all three palaces' social media accounts, and still hadn't been expunged. Or the tweet that said, "Dear Duchess, I'm not saying that I hate you, but I hope your next period happens in a shark tank." Or the revelation of racist texts from Joe Marnie, girlfriend of UKIP leader Henry Bolton, including one saying that my black American fiancé would taint the royal family, setting the stage for a black king.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
And another averring that Miss Marnie would never have sex with a Negro. "This is Britain, not Africa," she wrote. Or the Mail complaining that Meg couldn't keep her hands off her baby bump, that she was rubbing it as if she were a succubus. Things had got so out of hand, 72 women in Parliament from both main parties had condemned the colonial undertones of all newspaper coverage of the Duchess of Sussex. None of these things had merited one comment, public or private, from my family.
Wow. Okay, Prince Harry Spencer family has spoken up and are proud of him. The silence from the other side is to be expected. Okay, and Harry has seen the emails, etc., between NGN people and the royal household. He now knows who and his family betray him by leaking to the media. Those same people try to destroy his wife and marriage. How could he ever forgive them? I'm wondering, let's say those emails, because the judge had said he could bring lawsuit if the government had given him access to the Leveson inquiry. I'm wondering, okay, so he's done with the paper. He has nothing with the papers anymore. NGN, Murdoch, or whatever. Now, I'm wondering if, for instance, there's people within the NGN, if he could sue them individually. I'm wondering. Or do they all attach under NGN? Does that make sense? Let's say, for instance, party A, or, person A worked for NGN at that time frame that they mentioned, and then Harry did not sue this person personally, but sued NGN. Now that NGN is done, agreed to all the guilt and everything, can Harry sue, let's say, one of the royal rats who was working at NGN? Does that? Now that I'm editing this video, this thought came to me. Maybe it depends on the agreement, the settlement agreement that Harry made with the paper. Okay, we got the apology paper. Okay, the apology that Murdoch did. Okay, we heard about it. We saw transcript of it. Now, other details that probably made Harry, decided to agree with the settlement. Because I'm sure there's more details into it, but the public apology probably was one of those which they have done, Murdoch has done. Now, are there any additional details? Because if what we saw that was made in public, that was it, I'm wondering if Harry could go further with individuals. You understand what I mean? So I'm not a lawyer. This is why I'm raising this question. Is it possible? And this is where now I'm thinking it depends on the agreement. Are there more detail within the settlement that Harry had asked for that's probably exclude the journalists who lie under oath during the Leveson inquiry? All right, so that's a different story, and I'm just questioning myself if it is possible. Makes sense? Can you do that? I'm just wondering. But anyway, let's go to my last tweet. I have an article to read, but I don't think I'm going to read it. It's 5:38. Okay, when you know your conscience is clear and you finally got an apology for murdered mother, they apologized to her. Thank God Prince Harry did that. I know she is watching over him proudly. All right, so there's that. No comment. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for gratitude. Let's do that. Gratitude. Okay, a simple prayer for gratitude. A simple prayer of gratitude. Thank you, Lord, for the blessing you have bestowed on my life. You have provided me with more than I could ever have imagined. You have surrounded me with people who always look out for me. You have given me family and friends who bless me, even they, with kind words and actions. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's leave it as that. So that's it. I already closed off. I did the prayer last. That's it. Thank you for watching.